Hello everyone, my name is Erin and I'm chair of the Southern Branch of the Irish Patchwork Society. In 2015 we started the Block of the Month series by creating a quilt, and our members enjoyed the step-by-step slideshows that I showed during some of the meetings once we got our projector. And so my project for this summer has been to go back and do those step-by-step instructions for some of the blocks that we missed. Because we did not yet have the projector. And so this is May 2015's, and it is the Rolling Stone. And you can see the block here. This block is made up of a total of two components. One is the diamond in a square, which you can see in the four corners, and then there's a rectangle unit as well. So let's talk about the cutting instructions. From your background fabric, and in my example I used white for my background fabric, you're going to cut 16 2.5-inch squares. From your contrast fabric 1, which is what you're using for the center square and also the diamond in a square units, in our example it's the red fabric, and you're going to cut 5 4.5-inch squares and 4 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles. And then your contrast fabric number 2, which in my example is the blue floral, you're going to cut 4 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles. So we're going to start out by making the rectangle units, and you're going to take those 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles in both contrast fabrics and sew them together, creating a total of 4 rectangle units. And I believe I pressed these all in the same direction. You're going to set those aside, and then you're going to make the diamond in a square unit. So to do that, you're going to take all of those 2.5-inch background squares, and you're going to draw a line from corner to corner on those background squares. Once you do that, you're going to create those diamond in a square units, and to do that you place one 2.5-inch square onto the 4.5-inch square and sew directly on that line. And then in the opposite corner, you're going to take another background square and repeat that same process. Place it on the square, sew on the line, and then once those are both on, you're going to trim those 1/4 of an inch from your sewing line, and then you're going to press them open. And that's part 1 of creating this unit. Step 2 is to repeat that process on the last 2 corners. So take those take those 2.5-inch squares, put them on the block, and then sew directly on the line and trim 1/4 of an inch away and press open. And you're going to end up making a total of 4 of those. And once you have those, you're going to set those aside to assemble the block. You're going to use this photo as a guide, placing the 4.5-inch square in the center, the 4 diamond in a square units in all 4 corners, and then the rectangle units in the remaining spots. And then you're going to treat this just like you would a 9-patch. You're going to sew the units in the rows together, pressing in opposite directions so you can nest your seams. So it looks like I pressed the top and bottom rows toward the center unit and the middle row towards the outer units. Once you have those sewn and pressed, you're going to sew your rows together, and then you will have your finished Rolling Stone block. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at corkips@gmail.com. You can download the download materials for this block and all of the blocks that we've created so far at www.ipscork.com. Look for the tab at the top that says Block of the Month, and you can select from 2015 or 2016. So please don't hesitate to contact us, and have a good day.